All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Well, we are about to get a pretty big announcement from Trump. I didn't think I was going to have time to get on stream before this happened. So here we are, though. I got back just in time, and we're gonna just watch it live together. So let me go ahead. Let me get my share screens ready to go, and we're gonna get this bad boy played up and queued up and ready for you here. Let's see. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everybody. I know this was on a whim. You had like no warning whatsoever. No warning whatsoever, but here we are. Here we are. Let me see. I should be able to get this. Put up. What's up, everyone? And I'm pretty sure the announcement is about to happen in a second here. I don't know if it has anything to do with crypto, but I am curious to say the least, and I want to find out. So yeah. So let me get this tab pulled up for you. And I'll probably do another full video later today, going over it as well. But just, hey, why not jump on a quick live stream with all the homies? Here we go. All right, so I think they're talking about something with deep fakes right now, which I'm not too concerned about. Welcome in, everyone. Happy to have you. I wasn't really expecting all of you to join in that fast. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. As I mentioned before when I first started the stream, I was out of the house. I wasn't expecting to be able to get back in time for this announcement. There's allegedly some sort of investment announcement coming from Trump from the Oval Office, I think, in like 3 or 4 minutes here. So we're going to cover it live. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight as to what I'm thinking and doing and all that good stuff. So just kind of stay tuned. Probably be on live for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then again, later today, I'll probably make a full video for you all as well, kind of just highlighting and going over what's going on. Of course, I know it's been a rough day. Obviously, a lot of pullbacks, right? But if you watched the video that we posted last night, I mean, you kind of expected this. I told you all, we're back in the HMZ, and as irritating as it may be, as tired of it as you all may be, we're in the high manipulation zone. And I told you, just because yesterday was green doesn't mean today is going to be. And well, what do you see? The next day, everything down anywhere from 15 to 20%. So we were prepared for this. We obviously made some moves in advance of this. We did take a little bit of profits yesterday, so do stay tuned for after whatever this investment announcement is going to be, because we are going to we're going to go over everything. I'll kind of just show you guys what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I'm probably going to do a little bit of buying on stream as well. So we actually have a good bit to get to. If you are rewatching this in the future, hello future you, we are probably going to leave some timestamps down below. So just get ready for that. This is kind of just like an off the cuff live stream. I honestly, again, wasn't expecting to be able to get back in time for it. So looking forward to it. But yeah, we're going to be going over this today. Talking about this that's going on right over here. But I don't think Trump is on quite yet. I expect it's gonna be at I think it's gonna be at 1:30. I think it's gonna be at 1:30, but I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but we'll see. Alrighty. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, everyone. Feel bad for the noobs. You guys are gonna feel so much pain. The cycle of pain. Yeah. It's a little ugly. It gets a little ugly around these parts, but just like you saw yesterday, you never know when something will come out of nowhere and this market will absolutely fly, right? You never know when that's going to happen. And just because it's down today doesn't mean it's going to be down tomorrow. Just because it was up yesterday doesn't mean it was going to be up today, right? So again, but we'll go over all that. Don't worry. I'm sick of stupid Trump manipulating the market. I mean, I do understand your sentiment, but I think you have to understand at some point and hit like throughout time, right? Some president or some form of like higher body within like, the government, US government or another major government was going to start doing things to crypto that were impactful, whether implementing legislations or regulations or obviously just buying it, right? Someone was going to take the reins and introduce crypto really to society. And no matter who that person was, they were going to cause ups and downs, right? The good things they said, market go up. The bad things they say, market go down. And if you don't believe me, I mean, just think about when Elon was kind of the first major company to start doing things with, with Tesla, obviously with Bitcoin. When Elon would say anything good about Bitcoin or crypto in general, Bitcoin, SHIB, and all those would go up. Doge would go up, right? When he would say anything bad, it would go down. So blame Trump if you want. But I do personally believe someone was going to introduce crypto to the world, and whoever that person was going to cause the pumps and dumps anyway. So nature of the beast in an expanding asset class, in my opinion. All right. Let's see. No news quite yet. No news quite yet. I would honestly be decently surprised if he does talk about crypto. in today's speech, but I think a lot of the market is kind of hoping or expecting him to some degree. And obviously with the summit coming up here, I think on the 7th, which is just 4 days away, a lot of people are kind of worrying, kind of curious as to what he's going to talk about. So I figured, hey, why not get on stream and kind of see what they go over. Let's see, it is 1:30 now. Let me kind of just check in and see what's going on here.
And your clarity, both you and Elliston are inspiration.
Could y'all hear that just now? Let me know if y'all could hear that just now. Just want to make sure that it's actually going to work. Again, I got ready up in the office literally like 6 minutes ago. So sorry, it's a little bit off the cuff here. You can hear him? Okay.
And of hers had been posted on a pornography website. That phone call.
Okay, playa. That don't have much to do with crypto. We can. That's another topic for another channel. We'll keep waiting. We'll wait and kind of see whenever he jumps on. I think it was supposed to be at 1:30, but we'll just kind of stick around. Okay. Please speak about the reptile. The people. Oh, I'm gonna get into the lizard people in a little while here. Don't you worry. Hey guys, I do have an announcement for you while we are waiting. I am actually working on a guide to market manipulation. I'm gonna, you guys know I've been putting together a bunch of free guides recently. And we have the beginner guide, intermediate guide. I'm putting a guide together right now that breaks down how I believe the market is manipulated, why it's manipulated, signs that you can look for during times of manipulation, how to handle things like HMZs, strategies that you can implement in order to trade and invest during manipulative markets. I have a lot that we're going to get. Someone says, why the clickbait title? You can feel free to explain that. I mean, the market's going wild because Trump is about to make a very big announcement. That's the title. Yeah, I mean, I want to be a little bit careful with that. Someone said Tyler called the dip yesterday. I didn't really. I did take profits and I did say like the market might fall, right? But it was more just understanding that where we are in the market right now is a time where some shit like this would happen, right? Where yesterday's so green, tomorrow's probably going to be red. It's just the time of the market we're in. So I'm not a guru. I'm not a genius. I have no crystal ball. It's just understanding these market cycles and understanding how these manipulative movements happen. So just kind of wanted to clarify that. Let's see. The best news he can give is no tariffs. That would be interesting. Did he say something this morning about tariffs? I feel like I saw that. And again, if you are new to the stream, we're just hanging out. Trump has an announcement coming out pretty soon here. So we're just here hanging out until that announcement. It's something to do with investments, and I think that's going to impact us one way or another. If he directly talks about crypto, I'd be surprised, again, because he did make a post about crypto yesterday. It seems like his approach to crypto is a little bit less formal than stuff like this, which is why he didn't talk about it at his inaugural speech and all that. So I don't particularly think he's going to talk about it, but I do think, considering he talked about crypto just yesterday, the summit's in 4 days ago, a lot of people are expecting that he might bring it up, and I think it's worth at least paying attention to. It is the reason why the market is going nuts. Someone did just buy $82 million worth of Bitcoin right before he's going on. So that might be something worth considering, worth thinking about, but it's all speculation until the time has come, right? So we're just going to kind of hang out and, do that. I haven't been on stream in about 7 days because I was out of town. I was actually at ETH Denver, met a few of you. Shout out to you guys. Matt, if you're here in the stream, shout out to you, man. Happy to have you. And, so I'm back now, though. Now that I'm back, I get married next Saturday, so I'm going to be hustling this week, hustling into next week, and then obviously when I go get married, I'm not going to be on as much. Sorry if I am looking off to the left a lot here. I'm just keeping an eye on the stream here to kind of see how it all and when it all does play out. All right. The news says he's expecting to announce 100 billion Taiwanese chip maker. That's interesting. Advice from a local. How is he rugging? I get it, crypto sucks, but I keep seeing people saying that. But if you look at Trump token, the supply hasn't changed since inception. They're just saying it's dumping. Let's see. Was Barron behind the 59x leverage longs ahead of the reserve news? Yo, I don't know, but whoever bought 200 million or whoever opened $200 million worth of leverage trades on 50x leverage was for sure within close vicinity of Donald Trump, and I think that's quite obvious. What is the best buy and sell crypto overlay app? Free. What do you mean crypto overlay app? Do you mean like being able to obviously put the buy and sell buttons on the actual chart itself? Congrats on the marriage. Bet you let her plan while you get the back. Absolutely. It's just because of M2 supply. Without liquidity, nothing's going to happen. And it shows we have to wait a little bit. Bitcoin delaying M2 going higher. Makes sense. All these YouTubers feel extra stupid with yesterday FOMO announcement, and that is the banana zone starts now. I'm very pro YouTuber. I'm pro creator. I mean, I have an influencer relations agency that deals with creators. So I don't mean this in a way of like bad, but I told you guys, you know, like in yesterday's video, I said like everybody's talking, dude, literally. Like now that I remember, I also made a video 2 days ago that said, this is a trap, don't fall for it. And what we were talking about was the fact that everyone was going to keep jumping on either side of things. Some was going to be super bullish, some were going to be super bearish. Everybody was going to be on every side. It's going to be down one day and the bear market's here. It's going to be up one day and the bull market's here. And I told you, don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Don't fall into it. While we're in this little area, don't buy any of it. This is the highest level of manipulation the world has ever, or the crypto world has ever seen before. So you can't buy it. And what do you see? The market starts pumping. I told you all, look, I'm pulling all of my initial investment from the last week out. I'm leaving the profits in. I'm pulling my initial investment out because I know what happens in this zone. I know how ugly it can get out of nowhere. And, you know, 24 hours later, we're here. So again, I'm not trying to shit on other YouTubers, but it's like, dude, when you flip flop every freaking 5 minutes, it's aggravating. And I hope you guys are, I'm going to rant for a second. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Trump to come on. So I'm just going to rant for a sec. Like, it's very irritating because I hope you all also know I'm a YouTube watcher as well. Like, I just like watching YouTube. I like doing that. And it's frustrating because some of my favorite YouTubers, bro, they just fucking don't stop. It's like the market falls a little bit and they're just like, okay, everyone panic. The market's going down. Crypto just changed forever, yada, yada, yada. And then the next day, Donald Trump comes out and an announcement happens. And then it's just like, it's like, oh, the bull market is back. We're back in the banana zone. I'm like, dude, you have to be losing hair, quite frankly. You have to be, your hair has to be getting gray at this point. Listen, this is objectively the truth, in my opinion. And that's stupid. That's not possible. Something can't objectively be the truth in your opinion, but you get the point, right? Objectively, it is okay for your micro perspective to change consistently. Of course it is, because you got to understand, in the world of crypto, one day we can be up 30%, the next day we can be down 30%. So obviously you're going to have days where you feel really good and days where you feel really bad. Guys, I'm a crypto investor myself. When the market's down like today, I don't feel great. When the market's up like yesterday, I feel good, right? So your short-term micro sentiment can shift all the time, just flip-flop. The problem that I have is that many other creators, and again, I'm trying not to. We'll pick back up on that. We'll pick back up on that. Don't worry. I'll get back to the rant at some point, but here we go.
Thank you very much. This is a very big day for a lot of reasons, but this gentleman is a very unique man. It's, I think I could say in the world of chips, certainly, but in the world pretty much of business, nobody's done what he's done. Very, for those of you that are into that world,
this is going to end up being about
wow,
the chips.
He's a legend, but he is a legend, and it's an honor to be with you. Very great honor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hey, can y'all hear this?
Welcoming from TSMC, which is the biggest there is at a level that you can't even calculate, frankly. CC Way to the White House for a very historic announcement. This is a tremendous thing for our country and hopefully for his company. We're also pleased to be joined by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and White House AI and SIP, the crypto czar David Sachs, another two very highly respected people. It's great to have you guys involved. And David, thank you very much for coming on. David is sort of the king of intellect in that world. We have some good people. Today, Taiwan Semiconductor is announcing that they will be investing at least $100 billion in new capital in the United States over the next short period of time to build state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing facilities. I think mostly it's going to be in Arizona, which is what I understand, which is a great state. I like it because I won it. But I won most of them, actually. But I did. We won it, and we won it big. The most powerful AI chips in the world will be made right here in America, and it'll be a big percentage of the chips made by his company. But as you know, they're based mostly in Taiwan. and they're far and away the biggest. There's nobody even close. This $100 billion in new investment will go into building 5 cutting-edge fabrication facilities in the great state that we just discussed, Arizona, and will create thousands of jobs, many thousands of jobs, and high-paying jobs. In total, today's announcement brings Taiwan semiconductor investments to about 165 billion. They've started already. Among the largest new foreign direct investments in the United States, Apple, as you know, made a big announcement last week of 500 billion, and we have some others that have announced. We have many that want to announce, but I don't have time to do all of these announcements, I tell you. But for you, I'm doing the announcement.
Thank you.
This will create hundreds of billions of dollars in economic activity and boost America's dominance in artificial intelligence and beyond. Semiconductors are the backbone of the 21st century economy, and really, without the semiconductors, there is no economy. Powering everything from
Yo,
AI
what is
to
that ad, bro?
automobiles to advanced manufacturing, and we must be able to build the chips and semiconductors that we need right here in American factories with American skill and American labor. And that's exactly what we're doing. As you know, Taiwan pretty much has a monopoly on that market. And I think pretty much is not a term that's even appropriate. They do have a monopoly. And this is a tremendous move by the most powerful company in the world. It's a matter of economic security. It's also a matter of national security for us. And at the same time, Mr. Wei will be able to diversify and have his a tremendous presence in another place, and a safe, very safe place. And I want to thank Taiwan Semiconductor for doing the announcement. And I'd like to ask Mr. Wei to say a few words, if you might. And I'd also like to ask Howard and David, you can say a couple of words, but maybe you should go first, because right now he's the most important man in the room. I'm sorry.
I wonder what
fellas.
David's going to say.
Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Great
Mr.
honor.
President.
Thank you.
Yo, Trump shakes your hand and like yoinks you, bro. Anyway.
I'm a little bit nervous, so I have to pull out my piece of paper. Mr. President, Secretary Larned, and David, I didn't know that your title, but okay. First, I want to say thank you to Mr. President to give me
All right, chat, I'm
this
not gonna lie.
opportunity.
If y'all want to watch that part, y'all can watch that part. I don't particularly care. Whenever whenever we get after he's done talking, we'll kind of pop back in. Feel free to go. I'm on FR Frank Pavone on Twitter. I'm on his page right now. You can go watch it. I don't really think this matters to us. I think it's cool. I think there obviously can be some benefit. Because it does mean that Trump's whole goal is to bring more innovation back to the United States. And obviously AI and chips has been a major part of it all. And so having a major investment like this into that sector just goes to show that he is committed to investing into things of this nature. And we do have a lot of similarities from, that's Frank, you're crazy. There are a lot of similarities between the crypto sector and the AI sector being led by NVIDIA, us being led by Bitcoin. You get the point, right? And so there is some benefit to it, even though it's not directly related to crypto. It is interesting that David's there, the czar of crypto. So I am going to keep my eye off to the left, and I want to hear if they talk about that. I'm curious what he specifically is going to say, because no, Trump's not out here just shilling crypto, which I hope you guys have come to realize it's just not what he really does on live streams or like these major announcements. It's just not his thing. But I am curious to see what David says. I'll be curious to see what David says. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. There's something on your back. What's that? I'm not falling for that. Anyway, I am indeed your favorite financial advisor. Jokes. But yeah, let's see what the market's doing right now. I'm obviously pretty curious. Anything over the last hour? Not much. I would have expected the AI sector to perform a little bit better than this, but really not seeing much movement. Just not a ton of liquidity. Bitcoin on the, I'm looking at the 5 minutes. Not a ton of movement here either. Basically erasing all of yesterday's move. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I actually think I need to think about that. Never mind. I was about to say that I think the fact that the market's dipping right now is actually one of the very rare times you're seeing a reverse reaction. And reverse reactions can be super beneficial. Like if, usually investing during reverse reactions are actually pretty good. But I'll save that for now. I need to, again, think about that a little bit more. But yeah, just to kind of finish the rant I was on, and if you did just tune into the stream, we're gonna tune back in a second here. Once he's kind of done talking. Again, I'm just not super big in the whole AI chip stuff. You guys can feel free to go watch that. But yeah, just to kind of finish what I was saying prior, like I guess one of the big problems that I'm having with the market and other creators recently is just again that it's okay to change your micro thesis. Like if this week you think it's bullish and next week you think it's bearish in the short term for that week, nothing wrong with that. The crypto market's changing consistently. But my problem stems from the fact that some people are now going and changing their macro thesis. We're not in a bull market. We're in a bear market. Now we're in a bear market. We're in a bull market. And it's just over and over again. So it's frustrating and it's very hard to track. But what can you do? It's just the way that this goes. You know what I mean? It's just the way that this goes. You just got to get used to it.
So I'm thrilled to be here today because President Trump has made it a fundamental objective to bring semiconductor chip manufacturing home to America. Under the Biden administration, TSMC received a $6 billion grant, and that encouraged them to build $65 billion. So America gave TSMC 10% of the...
Hey, does it mute it for y'all when I mute it like this or no? Yeah, I'm not, again, it's the whole AI thing is actually very important, and the crypto space needs to relax a little bit. Like I'm going to be honest with you guys, the fact that the market's dumping right now because Trump so far hasn't mentioned crypto again since announcing a crypto strategic reserve, it's just nuts, quite frankly. It's like we're getting so dramatic in this space. It's like, oh, Trump didn't mention crypto in his inaugural address, the most important speech he'll give, right? Therefore, let me sell my Bitcoin. That shit's so dramatic. And the market is being overly dramatic today, just like I believe it was prior. And I don't know, like people are doing a lot. I am very curious about what David's going to say. I would assume the reason he's there I would assume he's going to say something about crypto. I would be a little bit surprised if he doesn't, just because like, okay, why else is he there? I'm sure he understands some of this other stuff, but that's like his job. But yeah, anyway, I don't even know why I went on that tangent. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, so we're going to keep an eye out, obviously, and I'm curious to see if David says anything. And do remember, once the announcement is over with, don't you worry. I am going to jump into the charts. I'm going to show you some things that I'm buying and selling. I am going to buy a little bit of crypto here on stream, so stay tuned.
Well, the products that TSMC makes are literally the most important products in the world. I mean, these advanced chips power everything. They power AI, they power your phone, they power your cars, and without them, the whole modern economy would stop, but they're not made in the United States. So for TSMC to move here is a huge, huge development, and we owe that to President Trump's leadership on the economy and Secretary Lutnick as well. And Cece, thank you for coming here. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. So thank you very much. A big percentage of chips with this investment will be made now, a big percentage. Worldwide, we had very little, almost none. We used to have a lot with Intel, but we had very little. And we'll be at close to 40% of the market with this transaction and a couple of others that we're doing. That's a tremendous leap, like a leap that nobody would have really said was possible. So I just want to thank you all for being here. If you want a couple of questions, ideally on this subject, yes. You're probably talking about 25,000 jobs, but it'll get bigger and bigger with time. Knowing this gentleman, it'll get bigger and bigger. There'll be no stopping. Bigger. And bigger. Brian, go ahead.
In addition to the job, you talked about national security, and that's one thing I think a lot of Americans don't understand. Explain the national security aspect of this.
Well, without the chips and semiconductors, nothing runs today. You can't buy a car without them. You can't get a radio, a television. You can't get anything. And we thought it was very important, obviously business-wise, but we thought even in terms of national security to have this large percentage of the chips, semiconductors, and other things that they make, the most important product. And not a product that you can really copy. It takes years and years. On the needle of a pin is total genius. I mean, they can put things, something the size of the needle, the point of a pin, they put information that is just not even believable. So if you would if you would see this, it's just really something. Yes, Brian?
One aspect to that, Honda announced they're coming to Indiana because.
I'm just
of the
curious if
tariffs.
somebody
What
says,
could be
right.
additional
anything
jobs
about
in
crypto.
manufacturing? You want to comment on that as well?
Well,
I'm getting my
Honda's
charts ready,
coming, and
by
I
the way.
told you about Apple that they're going to be starting to build massively here, 500 billion, and we have many other companies going to be announced, but we had many that have already announced, and no, it's going to be great. It's looking really strong. I don't think this country has ever seen anything like we're seeing right now. Now, the tariffs, as you know, will
Oh,
start a
shit.
week earlier than the reciprocal, which is going to be on a couple of weeks earlier. Reciprocal tariffs start on April 2nd. And I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to I didn't want to go April Fool's Day because that costs a lot of money, but that one day. But so we're going April 2nd. But very importantly, tomorrow tariffs 25% on Canada and 25% on Mexico, and that'll
Fuck.
start. So they're going to have a tariff. So what they have to do is build their car plants, frankly, and other things in the United States, in which case they have no tariffs. In other words, you build, and this is exactly what Mr. Wei is doing, by building here. Otherwise, they'll build, if they did them in Taiwan to send them here, they'll have 25% or 30% or 50% or whatever the number may be someday. It'll go only up. But by doing it here, he has no tariff, so he's way ahead of the game. And I would just say this to people in Canada or Mexico, if they're going to build car plants, the people that are doing them are much better off building here because we have the market. We're the market where they sell the most. And so I think it's going to be very exciting for the automobile companies. Very exciting for, I can think of any, as an example, North Carolina, they had the grid. I used to go there to buy furniture for hotels, and it's been wiped out. That business all went to other countries. And now it's all going to come back into North Carolina, the furniture manufacturing business, please.
Is the Ukraine minerals deal now dead, or can it be revived?
Well, I'll let you know. We're making a speech. You probably heard about it tomorrow night, so I'll let you know tomorrow night. But no, I don't think so. I think it's a great deal for us because, Biden very, very foolishly, stupidly, frankly, gave $300 billion
Bro can't help
and
himself.
$350 billion more accurately to a country to fight and to try and do things. And you know what happened? We get nothing. Just gave it. We could have rebuilt our entire U.S. Navy with $350 billion. Think of it, $350 billion. We could have rebuilt our U.S. Navy. So he gave it away as fast as the money could be gone. And what we're doing is getting that all back and a lot more than that. And we need, it's very important for this business that we're talking about here with chips and semiconductors and everything else. We need rare earths. And the deal we have is we have the finest rare earths that you can.
Sir, what do you need to see from President Zelensky to restart these negotiations?
Well, I just think he should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe,
How dare they talk about World War III and not our shit coins?
the border. This country really was like the fence on the border. It was very important to Europe, and I'm not knocking Europe. I'm saying that they were a lot smarter than Joe Biden because Joe Biden didn't have a clue. He just gave money hand over fist, and they should have been able to equalize with us. In other words, if we gave $1, they should have given. Well, we gave 350 billion. They probably gave 100, but on top of it all, they get their money back because they're doing it in the form of a loan, and it's a secured loan. So when I saw that, which I've known about for a little while, I said it's time for us to be smart. At the same time, it's great for them because they get us in the country taking the rare earth, which is going to fuel this big engine, and especially the engine that we've in a very short time created. And we get something, and we're there. We have a presence there. With all of that being said, I want one thing to happen. I want all of those young people to stop being killed. They're being killed by the thousands every single week. Last week, 2,700 were killed. 2,700 young, in this case, just about all young boys from Ukraine and from Russia. And that's not young people from the United States, but it's on a human basis. I want to see it stop. The money's one thing, but the death. and they're losing thousands of soldiers a week. And that's not including the people that get killed every time a town goes down or a missile goes into a town. And I want to see it stop. Yes.
Are you considering canceling military aid to Ukraine? And can we get a reaction to what the Prime Minister said, that your administration is bringing U.S. worldview in alignment with Moscow's?
So this is a deal that should have never happened. This is a deal that would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. It didn't happen.
Look, I'm not defending anyone. I am just incredibly curious. For those of you, again, I'm not defending anyone. I'm just curious. Those of you who are kind of like, Trump is dumping his bags, Trump is crushing crypto, what do you want him to do? I guess like that's kind of what would be ideal for you right now. What are you kind of hoping he does? I'm kind of curious about that perspective.
It was never even air bases in the world. All of these things happened, and it's a shame. But it is what it is, and now we're here. I want to see it end fast. I don't want to see this go on for years and years. Now, President Zelensky supposedly made a statement today in AP. I'm not a big fan of AP, so maybe it was an incorrect statement, but he said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time. And he better not be right about that. That's all I'm saying.
This project, could this minimize the impact of the U.S. with chips should China decide to isolate Taiwan or China decide to take Taiwan?
Well, it's a very interesting point. It's a great question, actually, but this would certainly, I can't say minimize. That would be a catastrophic event, obviously, but it will at least give us a position where we have, in this very, very important business, we would have a very big part of it in the United States. So it would have a big impact if something should happen with Taiwan.
Are you looking at relieving Russian sanctions?
I don't really get into the politics of stuff, but Spike Love, that's a crazy point to make. He's just saying he wants young men to stop dying. And you're like, 25 is not young. I don't think that's the point. I'm not, whatever.
Heads of state, the heads of the various countries, prime ministers from the different, I got four prime ministers and 5 presidents called me over the last 2 days, and they want to work it out. They want to get it worked out. And I think they're also, they're talking money, but the money is less important than the deaths. We're talking thousands of young people a week. And people would say, why do I care about Ukraine, young people? Why do I care about, and not all young, but they're pretty young. Ukraine is running a little bit low, and they're getting older. They're recruiting older people. It's a very, very sad thing that's happening over there. And we want to get it finished. We want to stop the death.
On the tariffs, is there any room left for Canada and Mexico to make a deal before
there we go.
And should we expect those Chinese tariffs, the extra 10%, to take
no room left?
Fuck.
For Mexico or for Canada. No, the tariffs, they're all set. They go into effect tomorrow.
Oh, we're cooked.
Mr. President, just to follow up on my colleague's question.
And just so you understand, vast amounts of fentanyl have poured into our country from Mexico. And as you know, also from China, where it goes to Mexico and goes to Canada. And China also had an additional 10, so it's 10 plus 10. And it comes in from Canada and it comes in from Mexico, and that's a very important thing to say. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Who decided if you're going to suspend military aid to Ukraine? Have you made that decision?
Well, I haven't even talked about that right now. I mean, right now, we'll see what happens. A lot of things are happening right now as we speak. I mean, literally as we speak. I could give you an answer, go back to my office, the beautiful Oval Office. I could go back into the Oval Office and find out that the answer is obsolete. It's like
the fuck is
his
bro
business.
talking about?
It's obsolete. You come up with a new chip and it's obsolete about 2 minutes later, right? But that's what's good about his business. That's why he's the only one that's successful in it. But
to follow up my colleague's question, from Russia saying that your foreign policy is largely in line with their vision, should that be concerning to Americans?
said what?
Should that be concerning to Americans?
Read the statement.
That Russia says that your administration's foreign policy is, quote, largely in line with their vision.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it takes 2 to tango, and you're going to have to make a deal with Russia, and you're going to have to make a deal with Ukraine. You're going to have the assent, and you're going to have the consent from the European nations, because I think that's important, and from us. I think everybody has to get in.
I'm just sticking around to see if somebody says something about crypto. Then we're going to talk about crypto. Don't worry.
To a room so to speak, and we have to make a deal. And the deal can be made very fast. It should not be that hard a deal to make. It can be made very fast. Now, maybe somebody doesn't want to make a deal. And if somebody doesn't want to make a deal, I think that person won't be around very long. That person will not be listened to very long. Because I believe that Russia wants to make a deal. I believe certainly the people of Ukraine want to make a deal. They've suffered more than anybody else. We talk about suffering. They've suffered. But if you think about it, under President Bush, they got Georgia, right? Russia got Georgia. Under President Obama, they got a nice big submarine base, a nice big chunk of land where they have their submarines. You know that, right? Crimea. Under President Trump, they got nothing. And under President Biden, they tried to get the whole thing. They tried to get the whole big Ukraine, the whole thing. If I didn't get in here, they would have gotten the whole thing. So I can only say you can go back to Bush, you can go back to Obama, and go back to Biden. They took a lot. The only one they didn't get, you know what I gave them? I gave them anti-tank missiles. That's what I gave them. I gave them sanctions on Russia. I gave them javelins. You know the javelins? You know when they took out all those tanks? You know the tanks were heading to Kiev by the hundreds, and they were unstoppable. And I gave them javelins. So, you know, I really, Putin is the one that will tell you this has not been so good for them. The fact is that I just want fairness. I want fairness. But think of it. I gave Russia nothing except grief. I gave them nothing. I gave them sanctions and javelins. That's what I gave them. Obama gave them sheets, and you heard that statement before. It's a very famous. Trump gave them javelins, and Obama gave them sheets, and then they say how close I am to Russia. And let me tell you, we have to make a deal because there are a lot of people being killed that shouldn't be killed. But remember, Trump gave them nothing, and the other presidents gave them a lot. They gave them everything.
You met with Argentine President Javier Milei at CPAC. He wants to sign a free trade agreement with the United States. Is that something that you would consider even with Argentina?
I'll consider anything. And Argentina, I think he's great, by the way. I think he's a great leader. He's doing a great job. He's doing a fantastic job. Brought it back from oblivion. Yeah, we'll look at things. We're looking at the UK with things. It doesn't have to be tariffs, but tariffs are easy. They're fast. They're efficient. And they bring fairness. For instance, when people kill their dollar, their equivalent of the dollar, whether it's the yuan or the yen in Japan or the yuan in China, when they drop them down, that puts us at a very unfair disadvantage. So all I have to do is say, Howard, we're going to have to raise the tariffs a little bit because I've called President Xi, I've called the leaders of Japan to say you can't continue to reduce and break down your currency. You can't do it because it's unfair to us. It's very hard for us to make tractors, Caterpillar, here when Japan, China, and other places are killing their currency, meaning driving it down. So all of these things add up. And the way you solve it very easily is with tariffs, because when they do that, instead of having to make phone calls every day like I used to do with certain leaders, President Xi a little bit, a lot of phone calls, talking about the fact that they're lowering their yuan, they're lowering it down, and that makes it very, very hard for us. So this way I just say, look, let them do that, and we make up for it with the tariffs. But
will you be speaking with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum about
yeah, sure, I will. I have a lot of respect for her.
Mr. President, take effect. It'll be 20% on China now. How high are you willing to go against China?
Well, I can't say. It depends on what they do with their currency. It depends on what they do in terms of
y'all want to see something really cooked?
With some kind of an economic retaliation, which I don't think they're going to retaliate too much. Hey, look, the United States has been taken advantage of for 40 years. The United States has been a laughingstock for
I can't show you.
years
VOO
and
is
years. That's
so
why
down
this
right
gentleman
now.
is
It's
built
wild.
in Taiwan instead of building here. It would have been better if he built here. If we had a president that knew what they were doing, and we had a lot of them very bad on trade. Look, I'm a huge fan of Ronald Reagan, but he was bad on trade, very bad on trade. He allowed a lot of people, a lot of businesses to be taken. So I say that with due respect because he was so great on other things, but he was bad on trade. We are setting records right now, records like nobody has ever seen before. When you have companies like this coming in, and almost 40% of their company in one signature is going to be devoted to what he does, which is one of the most important businesses in the world. That's an unbelievable thing. When Apple now is going to start building all of their plants here, all because of what we've done in terms of, it's not because he likes me or they like me. They don't probably like me at all. I don't know. I think he likes me a little bit at least. But you know what? It's the incentive we created, or the negative incentive. I mean, it's going to be very costly for people to take advantage of this country. They can't come in and steal our money and steal our jobs and take our factories and take our businesses and expect not to be punished. And they're being punished by tariffs. It's a very powerful weapon that politicians haven't used because they were either dishonest, stupid, or paid off in some other form. And now we're using them. Say it.
Have you spoken with President Xi about this?
I don't want to tell you that. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Running for New York City mayor.
Will people who don't respond to the emails be fired?
What the fuck? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Here we are. Just the two of us holding hands. Looking into the sunlight. Blinding our eyes. Just the two of us. Well. What a day. Fuck. What a day. Ugh. Let me stretch, but whoa. Okay. Okay. How do we dissect this? All right. We're about to be on stream for a while here because I got a lot to say. Not enough time to say it. So, what's going on? Let me get some charts pulled up for you, player. Well, we've been here quite a few times, eh? Just the two of us hanging out, bags down, tears shedding. All right, let's see. Let's get this. Yeah, I know. Don't judge me. Kate's a financial advisor, by the way. All right. So let's talk about it. Let's first and foremost talk about, well, here, where are we at? Because I want to timestamp this real quick. Here, hold on. I'm going to try to timestamp everything we talk about for those of you who are rewatching. 4250. Okay. All right, let's talk about it. So, also drink your water or I'll ban you from the chat. So, let's think. Let's recap the last day. Okay. Let's recap the last 2 days. The market starts falling at the end of last week. Everybody starts screaming that the bull market's over. Okay. Everybody starts screaming that the bull market's over. Now, as a result of that, again, yeah, things were ugly. Bitcoin was falling $78,000, $79,000, $77,000 roughly. That was Friday. Okay. Throughout the weekend, things did start to stabilize a little bit, and the market actually started to recover just a bit as we started to notice whales accumulating and smart money starting to re-enter. Now, as a result of, or following this, we of course saw the news yesterday that Trump came out and said that they were going to be releasing a crypto strategic reserve that featured XRP, Solana, ADA, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Now, all of those started pumping. Bitcoin obviously recapturing 9. Anyway, the rest of the market going absolutely nuts. Okay. I don't know what happened just then. But we're going to pretend it didn't happen. So everything starts pumping. Everything starts going absolutely nuts. Not only was it just those cryptos that were a part of the crypto strategic reserve, which is probably still going to happen, by the way. We'll get into that. Everything really started pumping. A lot of liquidity re-entered into the market. Now, not only was it institutional liquidity, but it was also retail liquidity. And it was more retail liquidity than we've seen in a very long time. Now, and that's important. So I'm going to come back to that, or remind me. Now, following that, of course, everybody started speculating that this meant that Donald Trump was going to probably, start shilling crypto, which I don't fucking know why people want that to happen, considering the last time he did that was the launch of Trump coin. Anywho, started speculating that that's what was going to happen, and that today we would have some sort of meeting or some sort of announcement regarding an investment that had something to do with crypto. Now, that kind of built up until the point where some news, like some pieces of news and releases came out of people saying that he was going to have something to do with the Taiwanese chip, which ended up being the case. Now, since people were like, oh, well, he's not going to talk about crypto today, I'm going to sell my crypto. The market starts falling. We get on live stream just now. He starts talking, chit-chatting, nothing about crypto. He had the crypto czar, David, there, but didn't really mention anything about crypto. It was mostly focused on, of course, the Taiwanese chips. Now, the market is absolutely tanking right now because Trump came out and said that there would be no way out for Canada and Mexico out of these tariffs that they're implementing. Of course, about a month ago, we did see a bunch of tariff news freaking out the market. Everyone expecting that inflation was going to start climbing like crazy as a result of an increase in prices that importers were going to have to pay. But what ended up happening is that Canada and Mexico worked out a deal with Trump in which they would be able to delay those tariffs if they were going to contribute to the ongoing border crisis and things like that. Well, a month has gone by. I guess the deal was not going to be renewed, subscription canceled, and the market is falling because Trump has now said that it will start going into effect. Now, there's also going to be other tariffs being implemented on April 2nd that have to do with farms as well, just going to show that he is solid in his stance that he is going to be implementing tariffs. Now, tariffs are good and tariffs are bad, okay? Tariffs are good in the sense that they can drive more innovation back to the United States. Of course, they can be good for the United States, but the history of tariffs show that they usually can be very sucky at first and then impactful later on. Because what you have to understand is it's not like these things just aren't going to get made. It's not like he's going to put a tariff on something and then that thing is just not going to exist anymore. No, of course, people will adapt. There are adapters and entrepreneurs who will make it happen, right? But before that adaptation is possible, there is a short-term increase in prices. There is inflation. All those costs are passed down to consumers for the time being until there's a better opportunity, right? And so knowing that this could, signal some sort of inflation, investors are now concerned and selling right now because they're worried that the Fed is going to come out and start to have to delay QE even further, maybe go back to QT, raise interest rates or stop lowering interest rates, etc., in order to counter the possible rise of prices as a result of tariffs. So that is why the market is falling. This is a shock reaction. People thought maybe just somehow, some way that the tariffs weren't going to happen. Trump is saying they are going to happen. And there's nothing they can do about it. And people didn't like to hear that. Obviously, they didn't like to hear that Canada and Mexico can't do anything about it. The tariffs will go into place. Now, there are many times in history in which tariffs have actually worked. People will say they haven't. That is objectively not true. But again, it does take some time. And the crypto market is impatient, myself included. And we don't want to wait. We don't want to wait a year. We don't want to wait 2 years. We don't want to wait. We want it now. And that is why people are upset. They're pissed. They're mad. Some people are mad because Trump didn't mention crypto. I think that's irrational. I think it's a small portion of his life. It's a small portion of his presidency. It's just we are a very small speck in a big ass beach. And I hope you guys understand that. There is an ongoing war. There's obviously just trade wars that are happening now as a result of it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. And so Donald Trump can't just consistently be focused on crypto. And if you expect him to, you need to get out the echo chamber. There are bigger things in the world than what we're going through. I'm not saying we have to prioritize those things. I'm not going to virtue signal and say that we have to be worried about those things. But what I am going to say is that there are bigger things going on in the world than our couple $1 trillion asset class. And it's not going to be what he's focused on. And I will go out and say, quite frankly, if you are buying and selling crypto based on what Donald Trump says and does, that's a wild ass thing to do. And if you lose, I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a genuine investor, trader, I feel for you in a moment like this. But if you bought yesterday, last night, because Trump said that, and now you sold it because he didn't mention it again today, you deserve to lose. I'm sorry, because someone's going to lose. Someone has to lose in this market, and it deserves to be someone who's basing their buying and sells off Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, this is a dumbass thing to do. I'm sorry, and I know that's very vulgar, and I know that it's very direct, and it might be hurtful, but it's just dumb. Simple as that, okay? It's just a dumb thing to do. Now, that's how we got here, okay? That's what just happened. That's how we got here. Let's talk about what happens next. Where do we go from here? What do we do now? Because I know how a lot of you feel. I know a lot of you are concerned and a lot of you are worried and a lot of you don't know what to do. Well, before I start talking about price specifically, let me talk about this from a macro environment perspective. in yesterday's video, look, let me show you the progress of what we've talked about over the last couple days. Okay. Boom. Okay. So in 5 days ago, we talked. No, I'm not worried about that one. Okay. 4 days ago, crypto's best signal flash is something huge is coming. I told you all that the crypto fear and greed index was at a 10. I thought it was over dramatic, and I thought that it meant that there was a good chance the market started to pump. Now, the crypto market continued to fall even after that video for another couple hours. And as it was falling, I was getting on an airplane to go to ETH Denver. And I told you all, this market is falling too fast. It doesn't make sense. I'm going to be buying. Now, I, of course, put out the stipulations. There are chances that I buy and it goes up or goes down, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't for sure set it was going to go up, but I was telling you that I was buying. Hence, do this now. The next day, the market started recovering a little bit, and everybody just started screaming. Everybody started opening up leverage long trades. Everybody started opening up 100x to the top side, 100x to the bottom side. And I told you, don't fall for this trap. Don't start opening up these big-ass leverage trades because, quite frankly, this market can do anything. It's probably going to liquidate everyone. It's going to probably go down and liquidate the longs and go up and liquidate the shorts. That's probably what you can expect. And within 24 hours later, we got the major announcement that the strategic reserve was launched. And here we are. Now, last night I made a video for you all, and I said, is the crypto bull market actually back? And I told you all that everyone's screaming that we're in the banana zone. We're in the banana zone. Banana time. We're in the banana zone. Altcoin season's back. And I said that's nonsense. It's nonsensical to just assume that crypto has to go up now just because we recovered a little bit. And I told you all in that video, we need to confirm some things. Because quite frankly, all we did was get right back to where we were. And until Bitcoin's price starts breaking above some of these resistance levels and clearing some of these extremely, extremely important points of resistance and breaking back above 98K and establishing a key level of support, until we could do all of those things, nothing confirms that we're back in the bull market yet. Which is, again, why I was telling you all, we're not confirmed yet. Guys, I'm no genie. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have any of those things. But do you see how everything that I just said was me going against the general sentiment of the market? Now that I've said that, let me recap. Everyone was scared. What did we start doing? We started buying here and here. Everyone started opening up big leverage trades. I don't think that's a good idea. Go against the tide. I'm not going to be opening up any big leverage trades because I think volatility is about to get crazy. The next day, a major announcement happens that starts liquidating the short traders. And as the market's pumping, going nuts straight to the upside, I was like, hey, it might continue to go upwards, but you shouldn't be opening up 100x leverage long trades because, quite frankly, just because we're up today doesn't mean it won't crash tomorrow. And here we are. Stop swimming in the same direction as everyone else, or you will keep losing like everyone else. Stop swimming in the same direction as everyone else, or you are going to keep losing like everyone else. Over 90% of the people who enter into this space lose. Simple as that. The people who end up winning in that 10% make money because they hold for a long time. So, where are we at? Everybody's upset in the chat right now, so guess what Tyler's going to do? Just buy some crypto. That's what I'm going to do. Just like yesterday I sold some crypto, today I'm going to buy some crypto. Do I think that we might keep going down? Yeah, we might, quite frankly. Now that we've erased most of the gains from yesterday, we might go down. Do I care? No, guys, I don't give a fuck, quite frankly. And I'm going to, again, I'm sorry to be vulgar, but it's just what you need to hear. I'm not going to polish it up. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I don't care. I don't care if crypto keeps going down. It makes no difference. Just buy some more, buy some more. Do I want it to go down? No. But can you care? No. Do I actually care deep down? Probably so, guys, right? But you can't allow yourself to care, because the moment you start to care is the moment you're going to get emotional and quit. Like yesterday, for example, I told you on the video, I want to just hold my bags. I want to let it ride. But my strategy says to take these profits. My strategy says to pull my initial investment back out and to leave the profits in, because out of nowhere, this market might dump. And that's what happened. And I'm glad I followed that. So today, on a day where I'm thinking, man, it might just keep go down. Like we might just keep falling. The pump might be over. We might see Bitcoin head to 60K. I don't want to buy anything. I don't want a dollar cost average. I'll buy it when we go lower. What am I going to do? I'm going to swim against my emotions. So what am I buying? What am I buying? Let's get into it. What am I buying? I'm going to buy some Bitcoin, obviously. Duh. Okay. Am I buying a lot? Absolutely not. No. Okay. I'm not. You know what? Let me here. We're at 54.42. Let me add that to the timestamp. 54.42. What am I doing? Boom. Where are we at? Here we go. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. Am I going to buy a lot of Bitcoin? No, absolutely not. Duh. Because we're in a spot right now where things are risky. You know what I mean? Things are risky. Bitcoin's about to make a massive decision. Like if I just get rid of everything, you can see the decision that's about to be made. Bitcoin's price just came back down and it's now interacting with this key level of liquidity. You see how we had this little moment right here where Bitcoin went up and then down and then up and then down and then up and then down, then we broke out of it? That's called liquidity. Okay. And it means that from a bullish perspective and a bearish perspective, battles happen right here between roughly $84,000 and $86,000. And so right now, Bitcoin is now at a decision-making moment. Do we hold some support? Is this just another liquidation event in which all of these long traders just got liquidated? As you can see, all those long traders, look at liquidation map 2. It's absolutely nuts what just happened. 1 second, there we go. Is this a moment where all of these long traders just get liquidated and then we continue upwards? Boom. Or does the market just continue downwards? I don't know. No one knows. And dude, I'm trying to stop saying quite frankly so much, but quite frankly, right? You don't know. I don't know. No one knows. I don't know if crypto's going to bounce here. I don't know if it's going to go down. My emotions tell me it's going to go down. And since my emotions tell me it's going to go down, my head tells me it's going to go up. I don't know. And I'm not trying to know. I don't freaking know. No one knows. But what I do know is that I can give myself some opportunity here. I can give myself an opportunity here. The opportunity that I'm going to give myself is to start re-entering here. So this is what happened. Over the last week, let me show you. It's the 3rd. Okay. Over the last week, I had been doing some buying. Bought some ETH, bought some SWI, bought some Solana, bought some Bitcoin around 79,000, 80,000, 82,000, bought some Bitcoin around 80,400, bought some more around 80,800, bought some Bitcoin at 79,000. I had been buying a pretty sizable amount of crypto over the last week. Then yesterday, I took all that initial investment out. So I decided, again, and I told you this on a YouTube video as well, but I decided to pull all of the cash I invested in these purchases back out and leave the profits to run. So what did I do? I bought Bitcoin around this range over the last week. It pumped yesterday at 1 o'clock, which was nearly towards the top right up here. I pulled all the money I invested right here. I sold it right around there and let the profits ride. So all the initial investment, I pulled it back out and let my profits ride. And now we're back around this area. So what you got to understand is now I have the cash available. The cash I invested back here, I now have it still. It's still sitting there for me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start redeploying it. The worst case scenario is that we just keep going down. And the opportunity that I created for myself to buy here and to sell here will get diminished over a shorter period of time because I'm obviously losing on some of the cash that I'm reinvesting. I don't really care that much. Because the bright side is that we start to maybe pull back, we find some support, maybe crypto just yoinks everybody out of nowhere, we hit this macro golden zone, and then we send it, maybe back up to 90K. And what did that mean I do? I bought some, I sold some, I bought some, I sold some. Because bet your butt, if we bounce, I'm going to take profit again. Why am I doing it like this? Tyler, why are you starting to get in the weeds with this? Why are you buying a little bit and selling a little bit, buying a little bit and selling a bit? Because we are in an HMZ, a high manipulation zone. And if you think this is going to stop anytime soon, guys, I got bad news for you. This might happen the rest of the year. These ups and downs and pumps and dumps, they might happen the rest of the year. While there's no liquidity and no volume because people don't have money and the market's being moved based on institutional investment and insider trading, it's not going to stop. It's going to keep happening. And so, how do we handle that? You buy on red days, you sell on green days, no matter how you feel. It's a very simple process. It's a very simple process. It's the reason why we took profits on Bitcoin towards the tops after buying around the bottoms. It's the reason why we bought right here and we sold right here. It's very beginner. This is very simple stuff because in moments like this, when you get all worried, it's easy to start feeling like things need to be complex. It's not complex. It's not complex, guys. It's very simple. Buy the red, sell the green. We're in red. So what am I going to start doing? Hold on. Quite frankly, is I am just going to be buying. Okay. So I'm buying a little bit. So let's say, for example, when I sold yesterday, I took $100 out. I'm going to put $10 back in right now to put it into perspective, right? Not a lot. I'm going to take $10. Okay. $10. And I'm going to throw it back in right here. Okay. Now, Tyler, what if it goes down? I'm going to buy more. I'll take another 10 and I'll put it in around 83. Tyler, what if it falls to 81? I'll put another 10 in. Tyler, what if it falls to 78? And I'll put another 10 in. Tyler, what if it falls to... Do you get the point? I will keep buying the lower this goes, no matter what, basically. Now, sure, if something so gigantic happens to the world of crypto, it changes crypto forever. And like, I'm not talking about a typical bullshit creator thumbnail. I mean, really? Yeah, maybe I'll change my mind. But while this market's falling, I am going to buy and buy and buy and keep buying until it's not falling anymore. Do you see how simple this is? Do you hear how stupid it sounds when I say it out loud? It's the reason why. Because listen, you know when I said the same stuff back here, how dumb everyone made it out? I bought crypto right here. I bought a lot of crypto right there, guys. That was what, December? Yeah, December of 2021. And everybody was like, Tyler, that's so stupid. I remember buying Bitcoin and it rallied. Everyone said I was so smart that I timed the bottom, yada, 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 like I know what I'm doing. And then it fell. And everyone in the comment sections, ha, 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 you're dumb, ha, 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 right? And I just took my L. Like, you know what? Shit, maybe I am a little dumb. But guess what I did? I bought a little more and I bought a little more. And the same thing happened to me. And it happened to me over and over again in 2022. I'd buy a little bit and then the market would rally. Everyone would call me smart. Then it would drop and everyone would call me stupid. And I'd do it over and over and over again. I would buy and buy and buy and buy the lower that this market went until something happened. It just stopped falling. One day, that profit I was in stayed in profit. And even when we would fall, it would stay in profit. And even when we would fall, it would stay in profit. And next thing you know, I'm taking profits all the way up. Why? Because the lower you buy consistently, the lower your average cost gets. So by the time we were back here, my average cost for Bitcoin went from up here all the way down to right here. So guess what? If right now we are at this point, you're going to have a lot to say. A lot of you commenters are going to have a lot to say if we fall. And in this, you're going to say, you remember you bought on March 3rd and now it's down, right? Since we cheer for people to go negative for some reason, right? But guess what? There's going to be a day Bitcoin clears 150. There's going to be a day where Bitcoin clears 150,000 and I'm going to shit talk you. I'm just warning you now. If you shit talk me now, I'm going to shit talk you when the time comes. And I'm from Southern Louisiana. I mean it in a loving way, but I'm going to shit talk you. Warning you now, okay? So what am I doing? Buying a little bit right now. Simple as that. Buying a little bit of crypto right now. Bitcoin, right around $86,000 or so, picking a little bit up. Now, in addition to that, I am going to buy some altcoins. What altcoins am I going to buy? Okay. What altcoins am I going to buy? I'm going to buy the ones that fit the narrative. I'm going to fit the ones that fit the narrative. Can we all agree? Okay. Can we all agree that the market's manipulated? Give me a yes in chat. We can all agree on this, right? Let me just pause a sec. We can all agree. I need to make sure we're all on the same page. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Let me break this down to a very simple principle. If we can all agree the market's manipulated, we can also agree buying the cryptos that are at the benefit of the people who are manipulating them is a good idea, right? Simple. Crypto's being manipulated. That means Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, ADA, US-based cryptos. Because we can obviously tell if it's not Trump himself doing it, someone around him is manipulating this shit. It's obvious. $200 million long trade on Ethereum and Bitcoin opened 2 hours before Trump's news yesterday on 50x leverage. You don't just throw 200 million goddamn dollars around. That wasn't an accident. It's clear as day. I used to say this years ago and everyone looked at me like a fucking psychopath. I'm glad we're all psychopaths now. You're schizophrenic now. You're welcome, right? So if it's quite obviously something to do with the United States government, which ones are they going to make their bets on? The ones they told us. ADA, XRP, ETH, Bitcoin, Solana, duh. You get the point? You kind of you get where I'm going with this? So those are the ones that I'm going to buy. So I'm going to put about 70% of the money I'm investing right now into Bitcoin. Why? Well, simple. We're in a Bitcoin-led market. Bitcoin dominance is going up. When Bitcoin goes down, the market really falls. When Bitcoin goes up, the market really pumps. That means the market's under the control of Bitcoin. Therefore, Bitcoin's probably going to outperform the rest of the market for a while. Therefore, I'm going to buy Bitcoin in majority until the market changes. We're not in a period right now to go into an altcoin season, a banana zone. I'm going to leave that alone. I was going to rant about it, but I'll leave it alone. We're not in that point. It's not where we are right now, okay? We're in Bitcoin season. So I'm going to buy mostly Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I don't particularly love Bitcoin, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Then I'm going to take that extra 30%, and I'm going to take 25% of it, and I'm going to put it into those, XRP, Solana, ADA, ETH. The lowest one in that bunch is probably going to be Ethereum. And the reason that I say that, okay, hot take, I was at ETH Denver over the last couple days. The Ethereum community is very pissed right now because they feel like the Ethereum Foundation is just not giving them leadership, guidance, and funding like they should be. They're not helping them with marketing or anything, and they feel like they're just constantly battling against Solana and losing the fight. That's like a well-known sentiment across the Ethereum community, which I had no idea about, by the way, because I'm not really like an ETH guy. So whenever I see that, it tells me something. So I'm going to actually be scaling back my opinion on ETH a little bit and actually focusing more in on like a Solana. Because Solana's in a period where everyone's shitting on it. Everyone hates it because pump fund, yada, yada. I get it. It's shitty. Give it time. It'll cook again, right? So Ethereum will probably be the smallest one of that bunch. Probably so. Okay. Now, that extra 5%, what am I doing? I'm going to take that extra 5% and I'm going to put it in similar ones. So you're thinking, what are some cryptos that are similar to XRP, Solana, ETH, etc.? Well, we're talking XLM, HBAR, I like Ondo, SUI, some of those ones. Are all of those US based? I don't think so. Doesn't particularly matter. I don't care. I want the ones that are similar, that have similar value props, so that when one of them pumps, the other one will pump. It's the reason why when XRP goes up, XLM goes up. You feel me? So that's my strategy. It's very simple. You see how I didn't just get all technical on you? I didn't start overcomplicating everything. Oh, we need to look at we need to look at the Elliott wave series, and we need to, of course, see where the fifth wave is going to target out. And the Fibonacci is on a 1.272 Fibonacci extension. There's no need. I do that. I'm not making fun of you. I'm like that. There's no need for that right now. Listen. When the market gets chaotic, you get simple. When the market gets simple, you get a little chaotic. You have to do the opposite of the market to make money in crypto over a long term. It's the only way. It's the only way. You can add all this bullshit in if you want. You can overcomplicate it if you want, but you don't need to. Do you think it's a coincidence why someone like Warren Buffett, and I'm not a Warren Buffett meat rider, don't get me wrong, but after being alive for 375 years, he just breaks it down to the basics? He's been through all the fluff, all the indicators, all the tools, all the bullshit you can think of. He just breaks it down to one very simple thing. And you know the cliche saying, I don't need to say it. So that's what I'm going to do. Quite frankly. All right. So that's where we are. I read it. I made a tweet not too long ago. Let me see if I can find it for you. Sorry that I'm ranting. I kind of get on these rants like every live stream. Let me see if I can find it. I'd really like to find it. Hold on. Okay. I made a tweet a couple days ago. One day you'll look back and realize all of the anxiety, the fear, the stress that this crypto market put you through was worth it. What's a story without conflict? Stay the course. 2 days later after that post, Bitcoin ran from $80,000 all the way to $95,000, putting a lot of people in profit of over 15 to 30%, depending on what they invested in. The same goes for today. Does that mean crypto is just going to run like this? It might, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. It might keep doing this and go down, right? It's not the point. The point of it is, eventually, how you feel right now is going to be a figment of the past. Let me say that again. how you feel right now is going to be a figment of the past. So how are you going to set your future self up for success? Are you just going to run from the market? Go ahead. I mean, if you want to, I'm not. I'm going to use a moment like this to educate myself. I'm going to use a moment like this to lean into my learnings, lean into new courses or classes, or lean into learning new indicators and learn all these things. Because although you don't need indicators, they can make your life a little easier. And I do think it is valuable. But in a moment like that right now, it's so complicated, make it simple. So that when the time comes that how I feel right now is a figment of the past, I'm ahead. Maybe that means buying. And then the price goes up. So how I feel right now allowed me to end up in profit, or just my mental game. Okay. That's what I'm doing. And that's the only correct answer in my opinion. So that's where we are. That's what I'm doing. Sorry to rant. Now I saw an interesting one. I was defending you for a long time, but you got schooled by your own videos. I saw every video and you kept very undecided during the so-called HMZ. I should have sold everything in December. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that meant, but we're going to ride with it, baby. Shout out to you, Mad Mike. Quite frankly. Well, I guess we got to get quite frankly shirts made. Guys, I don't know if we're complicated right now. I do have a meeting starting in 23 minutes. So I'm going to have to jump here in like 15 minutes. But I'm not going to stop you. If you want to leave crypto, leave. You know, some of those YouTubers try to do the whole like singing you a love song shit to make you stay. If you're going to leave, leave. I'm not your babysitter. But I do think if you use this moment right now to set yourself up for future success, you'll put yourself in a position for more success than you can imagine. Had I ran from the market, because, you know, this is one thing people think a lot, right? Let's go to the last bull market again. Let's go to daily charts, boom. When I was up here, I remember being here. I didn't think the bull market was over. But I was worried. Had I just left crypto at this exact point, yeah, I probably would have been ahead, right? Like I probably would be in a good spot. I'd have been happy about it actually, because Bitcoin did this, right? It just absolutely nuked, right? But my question to you is, would you have been able to time this? Truthfully. If you exited all your positions and left crypto right here, and you weren't thinking about crypto, you weren't looking at it, you weren't talking about it, you just completely left, and then nearly a year later, we bottomed, would you have been able to time this? Or is it more likely that by the time you re-entered the market, we were somewhere around right here, which is roughly where you left? And now you're just buying back in at the same exact prices. You're not getting compounded gains. You didn't lower your average cost, and your education level is lower right here than it was right here. Why? Because the market changed and you weren't a part of it. Right? You weren't a part of it. So Tyler, why do I bring that up? Tyler, why do you bring that up? The crypto market might dump, guys. Bitcoin might do this. It might head back to 40K. And exiting right now might put you in a spot where you got your cash out way in advance and you're good. My question to you is, will you be around to time the bottom? Will you have enough time when the next bull market does start to get back in, learn the new market, learn what makes money and what doesn't, and implement your strategies unemotionally with no ring rust? Hopefully. I hope for you. That's going to be fucking hard, but I hope so for you, for your sake. Or is it more reasonable? You stick around. Even if it goes down, you stick around. Even if you go down 90%, you stick around. You lower that average cost. You increase your education. You learn more about crypto. You give yourself an advantage. Opportunity, it only comes to people who position themselves for it. I don't believe in luck. I believe in opportunity positioning. And what I mean by that is the only people who get luckier, generally, 99% of the time, the people who position themselves to take advantage of that opportunity. That turns into luck. Will you position yourself for it, for this, or will you hope you time the bottom? Will you hope that you're not too late? If panic gets you out right here, greed will get you in back up here. That's my thoughts. But to each their own. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just a dude who's been through a couple of these bear markets now, and I know the way this shit goes, right? So, a couple of notes, a couple of things to note before I jump into a Q&A section of this. Liquidations to the downside are draining faster than I've seen in a very long time. There's currently less than $500 million left to the downside on the 1 day. On the 30-day, it increases a little bit higher to like 2.5 billion, roughly at its top 3.4 billion if Bitcoin falls to $77,000 roughly. On the flip side, there's already now $13 billion worth of liquidations to the upside with Bitcoin at $100,000. My thought process here is that we're still going to keep playing this game. When you have 13 billion to the top side and 3 billion to the bottom side, it's anybody's game. No one truly knows what's going to happen here. I sure as hell do not. But the volatility is going to increase. So what does that mean? I'm remaining still away from leverage trades. I will not be leverage trading. I will not be selling in big portions. I will not be buying in big portions. As of now, I will buy in smaller, medium portions, and I will take profit in small to medium portions if the market pumps. And outside of that, I'm not doing anything. You cannot get manipulated. Listen, I'm going to rant for one more second. You cannot be manipulated if you don't give a vulgar warning fuck. Period. I'm going to say it again. You can't be manipulated if you don't give a fuck. Market goes up, don't care. Market goes down, don't care. So what does that mean? If we're in a market of manipulation, the only way to avoid it is to not do much. Just don't care. Market's down, I'll buy a little bit. Market's up, I'll sell a little bit. Let it play out. Let all the other retail investors get wrecked. Let everybody else get drained. Let everybody else get liquidated. Go find some other shit to do or learn more. Simple as that. Either leave your bag alone and go learn how to play the fucking piano or start learning more indicators, learning more strategies, trading strategies, etc. Okay? It's the only way that it's the only way to really win right now. If you start trying to overcomplicate it, I'm going to look for a bullish convergence on the MACD. And once I see that convergence, then I'm going to look for the price to move above that 50 moving average because my favorite YouTuber said we're in the banana zone and therefore I need to implement some of my bullish trading strategies. Watch what happens. You'll come right back here and we'll be in the same spot we're in right now. There's no need. Don't overcomplicate it. Buy a little bit on red days, sell a little bit on green days. Bear market might start. It'll pay off in the long term. It's simple. Very simple. Okay. Here we go. All right. Q&A time, baby. Q&A time. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Oh, you said you want a CSS shill? Okay, yeah, happy to show something to you real quick. Couple things. I know some of you are new to crypto or a little bit experienced. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I do have two guides for you down below. There's a free crypto beginner's guide and a free intermediate guide beyond the basics. These literally will give you just about everything you need to know to get started in crypto and actually get a move on. So go get those two. They are down below. You just enter in your information. I'll send it to you with a little video and a message. You'll get access to these things right here. I will try to upsell you a little bit into the school. If you don't feel like being upsold, you can just check out the school. That is where I do post all this stuff about what I'm doing, buying, selling. There's coaching, classes, live streams, and much more. The community goes nuts. I mean, even on a day like this, like just to chill for a second, like you can look at it. It's honestly kind of wild. Even on a day like today, look at this $1,200 trade there, 190%, 40%, 90%, 60%, 30%. I mean, the community's making money even on a day like this. So if you want to go check it out, the link is down below. You can get in for as little as $5 a month. There's a $5 a month option and a $17 a month option. I will show BTCC, but I will warn you, if you're not experienced trader, don't sign up for this shit. But there's a 10% bonus on all first time deposits for those of you who know what you're doing. That's a link down below as well. Okay. Q&A time. Q&A time. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Good time to buy Bitcoin and ETH? I would agree. So do you think we will end this cycle without most large altcoins breaking previous all-time high? It might be the case, man. We just don't have retail sentiment. We don't have retail confidence. I still am not. Yeah, you're not convincing me the bull market's over yet because I've not seen the technical confirmations that it is. But what I do know is that this cycle is different. Clearly, we are in a bull market that's fueled off institutions and not retail for the first time ever. So some just might not hit all-time highs, and that just might be the way the cookie crumbles. Long term, that doesn't matter though. You think Trump will add more crypto to strategic reserves? Probably so one day, but it's kind of hard to tell which ones they'll add because it seems to me like they either go with lobbyists or very popular ones. So like an XLM or an HBAR would be a good addition in my opinion, but the problem with that is that they're not very popular and they're not super big political lobbyists, so I don't know how they would find out about them. Okay. Hi, Tyler. Do you believe Trump's team is directly pumping and rug pulling with his action the last 2 days? Posting 8 XRP Sol on True Social, then rug pulling? No. I don't think they bought it right before he made that announcement and is selling it right now. I don't. I think that is too blatant. Might be wrong, but I think that's a little too far. Do you offer private lessons on Zoom? I don't. I do not. We are going to be offering some pretty sweet stuff over in the school pretty soon here. So take a look. Stay tuned, but not right now. No. Bro, talking shit about you in December is wild. You're the most honest crypto influencer in this community. I don't really know what he was on about, quite frankly. Because in December, I said, hey, we're in an HMZ. I'm not going to do much because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really know how I was wrong, considering I didn't know what was going to happen. But some people want to be multimillionaires in a blink of an eye. If that's easy, why Lambo costs that much? Yeah, it's not that simple. Did you ever go to the cryptos you're buying yet? Yep, I did. I'm buying Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, ADA, and XRP with a little bit of XLM, HBAR, Ondo, and SWI sprinkled in there. What's the names of the indicator you are using? I use a bunch of different ones, but I will have that indicator. I will tell you all about it one day. It'll be available for you all. I just want to keep working on it. Want some of this lizard stew? Trump is not the best thing to happen to crypto. I don't think anyone said that. I can promise you that the 50x leveraging on Sunday was Eric Trump. Corruption is everywhere, and we are on our own, as we've always been. It'd be not super surprising. Friday's CME gap was getting close to getting filled. Definitely going to take a stab at a long there. I think NASDAQ and S&P just doing typical things. Make the laws on Monday and Tuesday. Tyler's time to stop calling it an HMZ. This is a bear market, bro. Agree and disagree. Are you 100% of stable coins? No, definitely not. Hey man, can you give me advice? I bought yesterday $5,000 of Solana at 180. I'm losing 1K already. I should just hold, right? If you were willing to buy that much Solana, you should be willing to hold it if something bad happens. I'm holding, if that answers your question. Isaac Newton with the $5 donation says, Algo over ETH. Why? Why do you think that? Let me make sure I have, if this meeting, give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. That meeting got canceled, so I have a few extra minutes. Okay. Oh my God, look, what the fuck? I've never been more bullish. Thinking of my future profits because I made another mistake. Learned another good lesson. Thank you for another educational live stream. Absolutely. Always. Hey, go get that guide, though. Like, stop bullshitting. Go get the guides. We put a lot of work into these things. There's a beginner's guide for those of you who are new and a beyond the basics guide for those of you who are a little bit more advanced. Those are available for you down below. They should be. You can see them. It's like the second and third link in the description below. Go get them. Stop bullshitting. Let me upsell you to the school. Stop playing. Salute to the chat from Thailand. Shout out to you, homie. Thoughts on virtuals? I think Kate O'Neill likes it a lot, and if Kate likes it, I like it because he's my financial advisor. Saw your video yesterday saying you were selling. I sold a decent amount. Still down bad, but sitting better now than we were a day ago. Agreed. Shout out to you. Stop doing things based on what I do, though. It freaks me out. Hey, Tyler, do we expect more crypto news events from the summit on Friday? Thanks. Probably so. I'm curious if the market's going to pump into that summit or not. That's like, I was worried that we were going to pump yesterday, then today, then tomorrow, then Wednesday, then tomorrow, then Wednesday, then Thursday, and then start selling, like sell the event, sell the news event on Friday. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. So maybe we'll actually get some good news that starts to actually rationally decide what it's going to do. Why not just buy a little bit of all of them? Pretty sad babies are selling because this wasn't a crypto event. So emotional. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Thank you for your down-to-earth insights as always, and mostly stablecoins now. What do you think of SWI? I like SWI a lot, and SWI's in a much better place than it was a few months ago, in my opinion. SWI was super elevated. It was way too damn high. And I've been trying not, I feel like this stream, I've been saying that whole, like, I told you so shit a little much. So I'm sorry if I feel like if I'm kind of being a little cocky, a bit of an asshole. But I mean, damn, bro. Like, if you guys could have seen the amount of shit that I got back here when I sold Sui, like I started taking like pretty decent profits off of Sui in these two circles, and dude, people were like, Sui's going to $7, you stupid moron, yada 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 yada, and then now Sui's back at 260, and like it's like I told you, we were in an ascending channel. Ascending channels have a 90% chance of breaking down. It's like XRP. You guys remember not too long ago, I told you all, hey guys, I'm a little bit concerned because XRP was in this ascending channel. Hold on, this one, the green one, said, hey, ascending channels break down. We were like right here. I was like, they almost always break down. It's what they do, so I'm not buying any more XRP, and it fell 22%. So Sui's in a much better place than it was like a couple months ago now that it's away from that channel. Look at all this upside potential now. It's probably going to keep falling if the market falls, but it'll bottom one day, and I think it's going to run to like $4. So I like Sui a lot. Does the same old shit that most of them do, but I like it. Shout out to you, Luke. I get a little off the hook here a little bit on stream sometimes. It's like some streams I try to not like get super vulgar and rant too much, but some streams, dude, I'm just can't be asked. It's like I'm gonna give you exactly what you want to hear or need to hear. Shout out to the friend, homie, Crypto Carpenter, always in the chat, always contributing a ton of value. Shout out to you, homie. All love. Thought on ETH at $2,100. Tyrone 2 with the $20 donation. All love to you. Much appreciated. That was super generous of you. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate you doing it. ETH at $2,100 looks okay. I am a little bit concerned, obviously, because there's that macro point of support that we're at right now. I would personally give it some time. If I'm looking at ETH and I want to do something big, I would wait to see what it does here. Does it bounce off of 2,100 and try to head back up towards 2,300, or does it lose 2,100 and then open the door back down towards, $1,500 to $1,600, right? I think this little green line around $2,095 is actually going to be the deciding point of what happens with Ethereum. Therefore, I'm going to let it make that decision first before I do anything big. I'm going to do some small dollar cost averaging here, like I told you all I would, right? Do a little small dollar cost averaging here. But I'm not doing anything really sizable until we see what ETH decides to do at that level. So shout out to you, homie. All right, let's get back caught up. All right, Tyler, what about Litecoin? I don't know enough about Litecoin to give a real good thing, but I just don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't really care about it, to be honest. Hey, Tyler, I'm a bit tired of the HMG terminology because I expect this market has always been like this. It's just much worse this cycle. I feel like we should expect the entire thing to be an HMZ. I agree, but let me clarify. HMZ stands for high manipulation zone. There are periods in crypto. Crypto's always been manipulated, in my opinion. But it's not always been manipulated this much, like as much as, and that is just objectively the truth. I mean, you look at liquidation history, look at all time, look at the amount of liquidations in comparison to anything we've seen throughout history. So the liquidations are higher right now than ever before. Therefore, we're in a high manipulation zone. If it doesn't stop, well, that's just crypto for you. Crypto is an HMZ, but I haven't seen any proof of that yet. Fear and greed, I would assume it is delayed. The one you're looking at. I swear on everything I can, the next time you say you take your profits, that stresses me out. Don't say that. Where do you do your crypto swaps rather than sell and buy? It kind of just depends. Oftentimes I notice myself doing it on like smaller exchanges like BTC. I'm not shilling, I'm just saying like BTCC and stuff like that. Cause like I'll get paid or something like that in a certain crypto and then I'll just swap it for whatever I want and then just send it off. So usually just exchanges. I don't really do major swaps in my main portfolios outside of centralized exchanges. I like AVAX. I think Near's okay. I just don't have any huge care about them, to be honest. I also don't really know. I don't really care too much about Litecoin. Guys, I don't really care about a lot of cryptos. I like the ones I like. I don't particularly care about the rest. I just DCA. I don't know much about it. Not enough to tell you if it's safe. Definitely not. I don't want to get sued. What about memes? I am not worried about meme coins right now. At all. Of course I like Solana. You know who you're talking to? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Solana for sure. Tyler, what kind of money are you sitting on? Give us a range, bro. I'm curious. I don't know about that. I'm okay. I'm in an okay spot. Merry Christmas, Hack. Hack, you're one of my favorite people. I hope you know that. Hey, is anybody going to Token 2049 in Dubai? Curious. I'm not too worried about getting kidnapped in Dubai. So I didn't tell anyone I was going to Denver. I didn't want anyone to kidnap me. I feel the fear and greed index is manipulated a bit. Also, there is no consistency between them. Should one just take the average of all of them? I think some of them just factor in different things. I'm a big fan of Coin Market Cap from a purely retail perspective, and I'm a fan of Coin Glass from more of a data perspective. I don't think Google has my net worth, does it? No way. All that tax evasion I've done? Jokes. Joking, obviously. IRS, relax. Sitting in Greenland at that point until Christmas. Ooh, Greenland. How's it like up there? You're never at a loss unless you sell at a loss. Does that mean my $1.18 of Safe Moon is not a loss? That means I've won. All right. Is it good to buy spot ETH? I don't really buy on leverage mostly ever. Just been buying cheap entry points. Yes. Leave leverage alone unless you absolutely must. I've come to recognize that, again, the reason that Ethereum is underperforming so much is more intrinsic than I noticed. Like, the Ethereum community is very unhappy. And I guess, obviously, it could be a little bit of, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, or however that shit goes. But, like, maybe the Ethereum community is just so unhappy because ETH is underperforming, but maybe it's underperforming because they're so unhappy, right? Or maybe it's a mixture of both. And when I was at ETH Denver, I just recognized so many people in the ETH community are pissed off at the Ethereum Foundation for just not giving enough guidance and direction and marketing or any of that. And they feel like they're on their own. And so I think it's actually starting to be a reason as to why people are leaving ETH and going to Solana, going to Base, going to Sui, and Base is obviously a layer 2 on ETH, but you get the point. And that's why I think ETH is underperforming. People, I mean, it's just, it doesn't have that community support like it had before. So it's interesting. Oh, ugh. No thanks. Is ETH something you should own? Meh. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know. It's a hell of a guess. Hell of a guess. All right. Shout out to Isaac Newton with another $5 donation. That's a sick hat. Algorand has no downtime ever, incredibly cheap, scalable, and so compliant. Is ISO compliant, US based, underappreciated. I think that's a hell of an explanation. I appreciate you actually clearing that up. I guess the only thing about it is, does Algo not have any problems because no one uses it? And I'm not saying that in like an asshole way. I'm just wondering, like, if more people start using it, will it start having problems? Because it's easy to not have problems when no one uses it, right? Like, what's their use? Like, do they do a lot of transactions, or I've not really looked much into it in a very long time. I think Kronos is okay. I like exchange-based cryptos. I don't particularly think things happen in order to fill gaps. I think gaps get filled as a result of investor sentiment. So, kind of. Any specific percentage we should consider when taking profit? It kind of just depends. The bigger the green day, the more profit you should take. That's the way I look at it, at least, right? But generally, when I'm taking profit, I'm pulling 5-10% of my entire position at once, just depending on how much I am. But it's super scalable, like it's super variable. So it kind of just depends, to be honest. It's kind of hot in this thing, I ain't gonna lie. What trading do you plan to? I have the shit. I don't know. Let's see. How do I see? I have the premium. I think. I don't know what plans there are, but I haven't had any like limitations. I don't know. ETH starts mostly of the alts seasons. Oh shit, where'd it go? But that doesn't mean ETH goes the hardest. Yeah, agreed. If you have 10K, how much you can make by playing it safe? Well, it depends on your time frame. I'm not worried about Pepe and Shib right now, personally. The wise ones say 10 to 20 when 30 in profit and so on. Leave 10, they say. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Do you think Hyperliquid would be a good investment? I don't know enough about it. Bitcoin is back to Sunday's figure before the surge, and it's not even Singapore time. I know Asia market's gonna fuck us up, but what can you do? I feel like every time Asia market opens, the fucking market dumps. Your views on BNB? I don't know why. I just don't particularly like BNB anymore. I don't even know why. I don't have a real good reason to say that. I just don't. Do you sell a platform that you can use to trade crypto? I do indeed. If you were looking for me to shill something to you, I do use BTCC for my trades. If you'd like to sign up, you can get a 10% deposit bonus on all deposits between $500 and $100,000. Meaning, if you deposit $3,000, I'll give you $300 on the spot to start trading with, and whatever profit you make from that $300 is yours to keep, no strings attached. So head to the link down below and go sign up for BTCC to get trading today. Unless you're new to this space, don't touch leverage or you're going to lose everything and then blame me. Yeah, no, man, I've been so damn busy. I want to go live. Said, by the way, good to see you live again. I know I want to go live more frequently. Like you guys know, I like live streaming all the time. It's just, I'm just doing shit, dude. Just doing stuff. But I'll have more time soon. No worries. Like I said, I get married next Saturday, so I'm gonna be busy a lot. Like the end of next week, then my honeymoon's right after that. But when I get back from that, I'll be around. Took 10% yesterday and put maybe 15 to 20% of that back in just a few minutes ago, saving the rest if we super dump. Good job, Chris. Shout out to you, homie. Chris Fitz. Shout out to you. BNB is made by lizard people. That's why I don't like it. It's so blatantly fucking manipulated, it gets under my skin. Yeah, you fuck off, hack. Mr. Financial Advisor, what are your thoughts on Tron? TA perspective is held up the best. Haven't really heard anything from the community though. It had that moment where its meme coins ran, and that means to me that the community is there and it's still willing and ready to make moves when the time comes. Even though it's a little bit of an old crypto, reminds me a bit of XRP to some degree, but without obviously the political incentive. So I actually think that if we get in a period where retail is controlling the market and they do start injecting liquidity, I actually think Tron probably will do okay. I think it'll do okay. So I don't hate it. Yeah, I like it. I am 23 years old. I turned 24 this year though. The big 2-4, like Kobe. Shout out to him. Bro's just ignoring all the XCN. Oh, was I? My bad. My bad. I didn't mean to ignore the XCN comments. You missed quite a bit, but don't you worry, because I'm proactive. I did leave these timestamps here for you. We watched Trump's speech. At 42 minutes in, I started talking about what just happened in the market over the last few days. Then 54 minutes in, I talked about what I'm doing right now. Whoa. Congrats. No. Most people don't win in their first bull market. It's the unfortunate truth of it. You just don't fucking sell when you're supposed to. Like, that's what we all did. I did the same thing. I did it bad. When you're new to the market, you get so greedy and so emotional, you just don't sell at the right time. And you end up losing. And it blows. But it's possible to win. It's just difficult. You really got to be around the right crowd, and you got to be watching the right YouTubers, guys. You got to be watching guys like No BS Crypto. Shout out to him. I don't know the guy, but I do like watching his channel every day. You got to watch. I don't know why I just shilled him for no reason, but you got to watch people who actually give you no fucking nonsense, none of the BS. Right? I know my thumbnails get a little theatric, like dramatic. But I feel like I don't clickbait you guys. Like I feel like if you tell me what y'all think. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know why I just ended up on this tangent, but like I don't think I'm a clickbaiter anymore. Cause I definitely used to. But I wouldn't call this clickbait. Is the crypto market back? This is a trap, don't fall for it. Do this now. And I'm literally just in those videos talking about exactly what that says. So you need to just avoid the nonsense. The people who are like, oh, it's all over, sell everything, or I just sold everything and then they didn't sell shit. That's what you need to avoid in your first bull market. Because if you don't, you're going to end up losing like the rest of us. Anyway. Alrighty. Don't like how Trump and the White House are manipulating all the markets with everything they say every fucking day. I mean, hey, that's valid. Oh wait, I just don't know. Yeah, my bad. You know, I just don't know much about XCN. I've not had a ton of time to learn much about it. I saw it pumping, and then obviously I was just late to the party, so I just never really looked at it. Hey, yo, I met some people from IP. No shill here. I met some people from IP Story Protocol at ETH Denver. They're sick, by the way. They have some really cool shit. So I might end up buying some of that at some point. How's it doing today? I don't see it on here. But they were very cool. It's down about 2% today, or in the last hour. A pretty sizable pullback. But I met them and they were very, very cool. It's only a $1.4 billion market cap. I might end up snagging up some of that. I need to remember. I need to try to remember that. No, not Connor Kenny. I hate Connor Kenny. Jokes. Connor's literally in my wedding next weekend, but God, do I shit on him every chance I get. Tell him I said he's stinky. Tell him he's the stinkiest redhead in crypto. The BlackRock gives you 48 hours. Leave Sam alone. News is secondary to how the market moves. These moves always happen. I don't know how I feel about that. I go back and forth on that all the time. Is it like news then movement or movement then news? How the fuck have we been on here for almost 2 hours? I am indeed into watches. I do like a good old watch. This is the good old Datejust. My favorite watch. I don't know if the camera's going to focus in on it. Probably not, because it hates me. Let's see. Can we get this bad boy on? There you go. This is my favorite watch. I'm a big fan of it. I have an okay collection. I need to work on it though. I've just been too busy buying crypto and going into the negative and losing everything and then bitching on YouTube. Alrighty. ADA pumping? No way. Have y'all noticed at some point in the stream, my fucking feet end up on the fucking wall? It's every stream. Someone pointed it out to me the other day. They're like, the longer into the stream you get, the higher on the wall your feet get. Anyway, Ada Cardano. I wouldn't call that a pump. It's up. It's just not falling, but I wouldn't call that a pump. Ada is creating an interesting structure though. That's interesting. That is also why I did do a little bit of buying, because it's creating that parallel channel. We were in the green zone earlier, so I did do a little bit of buying on that. Same thing with XRP, I think, right? Yeah, XRP is also get rid of you. Fuck off. XRP is also on the bottom side of that parallel descending channel. So did a little buying on XRP there, a little bit of buying on ADA there. I don't think Solana's in a descending one. These yellow boxes are where I took profit, by the way, just so I can talk that cash money. Let's see. Yeah, no, Solana's definitely not in anything parallel right now. So I do indeed. When are you releasing the collection video? Maybe one day. It kind of freaks me out. Do you have a fight coming up? I no longer fight. I am happily retired as an MMA fighter. Something a lot of people still don't know about me somehow, since I bring it up every day. Can we defeat, though? I don't know what about defeat, but no, it's not happening. How's your eyesight? It's bad, man. It used to be good. Like, and I feel like I look weird without glasses on now, but like, I don't know what happened. I feel like I used to see pretty good, and now I can't see shit. But now I have these Ray-Bans. No. Tyler, create a coin. Guys, if I ever create a coin myself, please call someone. Please. Like, I've absolutely lost my shit. That is my vow to you. I won't create a coin. And I hope I don't live to regret this one day, but I can't imagine what the hell would be going on for me to do that. I am in a crisis if I create a coin. Just know that. New to the channel. What did you do before crypto? I sold jeans. Yeah, I started crypto in about 2017, 2018. So that'll put me about 16 years old. Yeah, I was washing dishes really back then. Dishwasher, then jean salesman. Then I went to design school in college. Hated the idea of people telling me what to draw. Dropped out of design school and went to business school. Realized that the professors didn't know what the hell they were talking about. So I just dropped out and went for it. And here we are. That worked. Gladly. Jesse, the GJJ Cajun. Shout out to you, bro. Consider LASIK. I'm terrified of LASIK. Ain't that where they put a laser on your eyeball? I just rather put these on. No, I am unsure about the short term, unsure about the midterm, perfectly fine with the long term. Do you plan to trade on your wedding? I think if I pull my phone out on the day of my wedding, my wife will put a knife through my neck. At Tyler's age, you should wear a Swatch, or you can get a G-Shock. Casio. Get a Casio. That was pretty sweet. I am probably one of the biggest advocates for Fibonacci's in all of YouTube. Yeah, right. Should you use stop losses? You absolutely should use stop losses. Trailing stop losses are even better. I have a problem with taking profit. I never do, even when I know that the market might pull back because of fear of missing pumps or because I want more. But it turns out, well, yeah. Well, now you know why you're doing it wrong. Stop doing that. Easy fix. Welcome to getting old. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Which coins would you suggest for the long term? Bitcoin. What's up, XR Render? Welcome in. I haven't seen you in a week because I didn't live stream in a week. How you doing? Shout out to you. I have never watched one movie of Star Wars, but I will listen to a Glorilla song when I get the chance. We have the same glasses. Fight me or give me tips on day trading crypto for $75 to $150. How about this? How about this Tron Cat XD? If you can prove to me, if you message me on Twitter and prove to me somehow, some way that you are you take a video recording right now of you commenting that, or of that comment being your comment right now, and I want to see the time, 3:13 or 13 p.m. and you send it to me on my Twitter at Tyler Hill YT, shameless plug, I will send you $75 of USDC. Thanks. I feel like my background's pretty sweet. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. Alrighty. Quite new to crypto. If we go into the bear market, could I just keep all my crypto for that? Yeah, easy. That's what you should do. Subjectively, in my opinion. I am in some memes. I have like some Pepe, some Shib, some Doge, I think. A little bit of that good stuff. Should you use stop losses even if you are buying for long-term spot trades? No. I don't. I don't have stop losses on any of my long-term positions. You think ETH can do anything? Also, now Trump announced that it will be the reserve. Yeah, it might do something as a result of being a part of the manipulative party. How did Trump dump the market? He announced that here. Oh. Since I'm so proactive. Head to 4250 of this live stream and then come on back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch Finding Nemo tonight. No, you're not. Thoughts on dog on Bitcoin? Good technicals, I think. Nah. If it's dog, I doubt I'm gonna care. Oh, big yay. Big yay. I haven't watched the last episode, so don't spoil any. Yo, I shouldn't have said that. Someone's gonna spoil this episode. I'm just okay with that. That's what it is. But I hope you don't. Be nice. But Severance 2, banger. Hey, movie recommendation since I'm your favorite crypto movie analyst. Go watch La Palma. It's a TV show on Netflix right now. It's like 4 episodes. It's like 4 episodes about like a tsunami or something. Banger. And go watch 0 Day on Netflix also. It's 6 episodes. It's about like a big cyber attack. Fire. Robert De Niro, you're welcome. Now you have something to do today. No, Aiden, you don't care. All right, exchanges that offer 6% Bitcoin staking rewards and 7% USDC staking. Can we trust them? You made a video about exchanges during. I wouldn't trust them to put all of my money on them. Did you actually send me a Twitter DM? I don't see a Twitter DM at Tyler Hill YT. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, you tweeted me. Hold on. Send me a DM. Stop playing. Oh, that's you. All right, hold on. I have one of my assistants send it. Send USDC ERC20. Shout out to you. $75 heading your way. Tyler, can you really give an example where broad tariffs have worked? I've studied this. This has never worked. It works for industries or products, but this will tank. Yeah, I actually have a video coming out not too long from now. What the fuck? I have a video coming out, or I talk about it a little bit. It's not particularly that it works for the long term, but it does create leverage, and leverage does usually lead to innovation. Mate, you're a scam. Tristan Lloyd, send me a DM on Twitter. You can come on the stream and tell me how I'm a scam. Super open to that. I use a mixture of like a lot, like Tangem, Trezor, and Ledger. I have like a couple of each. You a sly devil, you. You're a sly devil, you. Yeah. So I told the guy. So I told the guy I sent him $75. He said, "Can I just get access to the Discord?" That's a hell of a play. That's a play I respect so much. I'm going to give you access to the Discord. So there was someone in here who said something about $75. So I told him I'd send him $75 just randomly because I like to just do a little random giveaway every stream. And he wants access to the Discord. You know what? He's going to get access to this Discord. Send me your Discord. I can respect that. I'm going to lose a lot of money doing this, goddammit. My other owners are going to be pissed. But I'm going to do it because I can respect a good businessman. I can respect a good businessman. Or woman. I used to think ETH was being deliberately suppressed until I heard how the ETH community was speaking about ETH at the conference. Tariffs will just unite the world against the US. Maybe so. I don't like the narrative. I think it is extremely real. Don't get me wrong. I think, yeah, of course, like M2 money supply, it fundamentally makes sense as to why crypto would perform similarly to M2 money supply. But the reason I've not talked about it here on the channel is because everyone's talking about it. The second everyone starts talking about something, I assume it's not going to go that way. So could it go that way? Yes. Is it going to go the way that everyone's saying it's going to go? Probably not, because everyone's saying it's going to go a certain way, if that makes sense. But I think at its core, fundamentally, it does make sense for when M2 money supply grows, crypto grows with it. But the previous points in which we've seen pumps in crypto were different economic environments. So just because you have money supply going up doesn't mean that money's going to then, you're going to see money flow into crypto, because the economic environment is different. So it's a kind of like a back and forth. How much Bitcoin should I hold? I mean this in reference to your suggestion to pull 10% of profit on green days. Well, you might need to break that down for me a little bit more. Debating if I should put more money in the market other than XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, ETH. What should I look to buy for a good investment? Hard to say. I mean, look at obviously your layer ones, I would say. Oh, wait, what? You said you're going to make a video about how to keep our crypto and still waiting. Please do it. I don't know shit, honestly. Well, if you don't know anything, You can go ahead and get started by downloading our free guide for crypto beginners today. You can get this whole guide for completely free. You go down, you enter in a little bit of information about yourself. I'm going to send you some emails and try to upsell you into the school after you do download the guide. But you do get the guide. It's a great guide, a good guide. You can also go get the intermediate guide. Another upsell will be there for you. I'm going to try to upsell you. I'm going to try. But you can get it for free today if you like. I am 23 years old. The big 2-3, Michael Jordan. Going into my Kobe year. Really wanting a corn dog from Sonic right now. If you didn't know. Or if you cared. I honestly might wait. I might wait to make a video. I might wait to make a video till tomorrow morning, honestly, because this market's so fucking weird. Yeah, I might just make that next video in the morning. Give it a day. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Max the Boy is 16. Shout out to you. What I mean is, how much crypto should I hold onto long term and how much should I play with on a day-to-day basis? Mine's broken down 90%, 10%. So I keep 90% in long bags, 10% for trade bags. What time is that investment meeting? It was about 2 hours ago. I am 23. 23. Are you comfortable? Are you talking about my leg? If so, yes. Shout out to Boston. I'm here. Like the sweatshirt. Shout out to Boston. Boston is my #1 favorite city I've ever been to. Go Bruins. 52-year. Hey, don't matter. Thoughts on Caspa? $10 per second upgrade this weekend. It's cool. I think Caspa just hasn't really got the legs under it right now, so it needs to show me something, or I'm not really too worried about it. Okay. All right then. Sol update, please. I went over Solana earlier. I'm buying a little bit of it. Got a good old argument happening right now in a Telegram group I'm in. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to chop. So I have a influencer relations agency, and sometimes these influencers start getting a little mouthy. Then I gotta jump in and fucking kung fu them up a little bit. Alrighty. No, it's Kate O'Neill. Yeah, I did. And you know what? Since I'm so proactive. 54 minutes and 42 seconds, I'll start talking about what I'm buying. Quite frankly. I can indeed see this. Okay. I didn't read the end. Relax. All right. The kids know this stuff. Yeah. It's our world. This might have been discussed, pardon me, over the past week. Market has been targeting long liquidations. How far do you think this will go? Until people stop fucking getting greedy. Until people stop getting greedy and leveraging too much, they will keep getting liquidated. That's my genuine belief. How many times do you look at the Bitcoin charts per day? Probably like 10 to 15 times a day. I don't know where he's at. He just texted me something. Anybody watching the UFC fights this weekend? All right, I'm sending you your Discord invite, you sly devil, you. Went to give a dude $75 and he wanted to join the Discord. Now that's a hell of a play. One I gotta respect. Invite link. One use. No, the UFC fights this weekend. Ankalaev and Pereira. Shake back. If I send you a corn dog in the mail, do I get access to your Discord server? Sure. Can't say no to that. Boston's your favorite spot to visit? Yeah, I've only been there once, but I loved it. I mean, I loved it. I really loved it. I went to see the whales. I went watch the Bruins. I went get some freaking good seafood. Seafood in Boston's good, man. And it's coming from a southerner. It's hard to do seafood right. But it's just a different swag. You have a different type of seafood. I like it a lot. Yeah. Like Boston. Leveraging fat is where the money is donated. Yeah, right. Tyler, when is the new CSS launching? It's live now. But we're waiting for the landing page to clear through the Dubaian government, which is a fucking nightmare. Pereira for a win. Hopefully so. Should I upgrade from my $17 membership to something higher? Ask the chat. If any of you who are in the school, let them know, should he upgrade or not? Are you a Latina? I am indeed a thick booty Latina. Will the tariffs then be a sell the rumor? Maybe, but tariffs are actually going to cause economic problems. So I'm not quite sure. But I mean, hey, to be fair, when FTX went under, that was the bottom of the bear market. So maybe. I'm 23, as everyone likes to know. Who do you think will win, Pereira versus Ankalaev? I'm going Pereira. Ankalaev has weak calves. How do you know I'm Lebanese? What the fuck? Pereira has no wrestling, but Ankalaev's wrestling takedown, his takedown average is 30% against other non-wrestlers. Like, who is Ankalaev a wrestle smash? Like, no one. Can he take Pereira down? Probably. Can he take him down consistently and avoid the freaking nuclear warheads being sent at him the whole time? No. I'm going Pereira, but I'm also just I don't know. I'm a Pereira rider, I think. I got into crypto at 17 or 16, like roughly in the middle. Bro gets his calves absolutely smacked on most fights. Yeah, let me look what Jan Blachowicz had him on. Like, Blachowicz had him on skates on his calves. They're bad. Yeah, Chinese market's probably going to crush us, to be honest. I've been in crypto since I was 17. I didn't get in crypto for real, like get in it until 2020, 2021. But I had been around it, buying a little Bitcoin just on accident for a couple years before that. I get that a lot. I see your videos all day, dude. You talked about your family and alive. Oh. Okay, chat. Should he upgrade? You want to see a fight between Connor and Tyler? I will shave his head if I get the chance. Got to make some videos with Connor next weekend while he's in town. Oh, Hadar, did you need timestamps for what's happening? Since I'm so proactive, here you go. Go watch those timestamps. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it. I'm getting really, really tired. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. But obviously, I do appreciate you all for joining in so much. Let me shamelessly chill a little bit because I have a business to run. Don't judge me. A couple things. If you are new to the world of crypto, go get your free beginner's guide to crypto investing, as well as your intermediate guide for those of you who are a little bit more experienced. If you are a leverage trader who's experienced with trading and you know what you're doing, you will not do anything stupid. You know what you're doing. Go get your 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000, and you can find that again down in the description below. A couple stipulations there, but you can do some trading, and that is where I do most of my trading, about 60% or so. Feel free to go check that out. You can sign up directly to the school if that is something that interests you. That is available for you if you head down to the link in the description. You can sign up for as little as $5 a month or $17 a month. I am actually opening up 2 more spots in the executive tier later today, so feel free to go capitalize on that if you want. That is where you can see the things that I'm buying, Connor, Aaron, some of the coaches, and much more. So all of that's available for you down below. I do have a Twitter. My Twitter is at TylerHillYT and nothing else. I don't have any other Twitters. That is the only one. So feel free to go follow me there. And again, thank you all for joining in. It's obviously been a fantastic stream. I know it's been a rough day for you all and for me as well. You know, my portfolio is getting kind of wrecked, but hey, I'm here with you all through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm not going to flip flop on you. My positions don't change unless my true, genuine beliefs are changing. And so that's why sometimes it does feel like I'm saying the same old shit every single day, but it's because I'm not just going to play the YouTube game. I'm not chasing clicks. I'm not chasing views. I'm just going to give you my real thoughts. And if that means I tell you the same thing every day, I'll tell you the same thing every day. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos. I hope you have been enjoying them. I can't wait to see you all in the next ones. See you, everybody. Boom.